ATL, what's going on? It's your boy ATL Driver John coming at you with another video. I hope you're out there making some good money. I hope you're out here driving in this beautiful weather in ATL in Atlanta, Georgia. Beautiful day out here today. Look like it's getting busy out here. I see some pocket surging going on around the city. So I hope you guys that are here in the A, you're being safe out there and you're making some money. Well, I want to come and make you do a quick video about because everybody's always talking about, should I go full-time with Uber or Lyft, or how should I maintain that, or how do I know if I should do it? I think one of the best things to do is to know your city, to know if the market in your city is going to be favorable towards driving rideshare. That's the biggest thing, because if you live in a city and rideshare is just not that big, I don't suggest you go full-time. I suggest you stay part-time, or if it's not even, geared to where it's good part-time money, you want to look at that. And so there's a website that I found. A guy wrote a blog about the top cities to drive for Uber, and I'm going to try to put a link to that website at the bottom of this video, so that way you can check it out yourself. But here's a couple of things you want to look at when you're talking about is your city favorable for rideshare. Number one, is rideshare legal in your city? Are the laws favorable towards rideshare? I mean, can you pick up people? And even if a cop was there, they'll allow you to pick up people. They'll allow you to stop and pick up people. When they have venues, they set up an Uber lot. They set up an Uber pickup zone or a Lyft pickup zone. Those are things that make it be hospitable towards rideshare. But if you're living in the city and none of that's happening, I mean, the city is very antagonistic towards rideshare. They want public transportation because they want those funds. Then I don't suggest rideshare being a top choice for a full-time thing in your city. Number two, are drivers costs low in your city? And what do I mean by that is, how's the fuel cost in your city? If fuel is high in your city, like here in the ATL, it's in the low $2, but in some cities it could be higher. And if you know that you're going to be driving an expensive car, like you want to do Uber Select or Uber XL or something that's going to have it where your car takes premium gas, then here's the deal. I don't know if you should probably drive full time, because your city may not be geared towards that, because the driver costs are very high in that city, whereas the driver's costs are low in other cities. Also, a third thing you want to look at is population up in your city. If population is rising in your city, then guess what? That's good. That's a good sign of growth going on there. But if population is on decline or is stagnant, you may not want to do rideshare, because people are going to already be set in how they get around in the city. Number two, is sharing commutes a common thing in your city? In other words, is it known that people share rides? Like, in other words, do they have a HOV lane dedicated? Do they encourage you to actually ride, what is it called, carpool? Do they encourage you to do shared commutes in your city? That means that city is real big on that, because they want to keep the traffic down in that city. Here in the ATL, they try to keep as many cars off the streets as they can, because traffic is already bad here. So they actually encourage shared commutes. And then here's another thing that you want to look at: is is taxi high in your city? In other words, is there a high demand for cabs in your city? If you notice that your city is a cab zone, then Uber will be an excellent place to drive at, because most people are looking for an alternative for the cab companies. And so that's something that you want to consider when you're thinking about in your city. And the last thing that I want to include before I give you the top cities is it legal to pick up at the airport at your city? If it's legal to pick up at the airport at your city, then guess what? Rideshare is going to be real lucrative there, because you can pick up at the airport, drop off at the airport. You don't have to worry about any regulations or stipulations about it, and it's going to be a good thing for you to do it. Well, let me give you these top cities right quick. Number one, New York City. If you live in New York City, it is the top city for driving an Uber. So if you live in New York City, guess what, man? You need to get you an Uber or a Lyft account. You need to get driving. I think they have some of the highest referral fees as far as up there when you drive up there in New York City, so you want to do that. San Francisco, California. That is a good place to drive for Uber. San Diego, California, San Jose, California. These are excellent cities for driving an Uber. I mean, The demand is high. They know about it. People are using it. There are destinations to go to, a lot of touristy spots to go to. You want to make sure you look at these places. Number 5 is Miami. Miami, Florida is an excellent place. If you're living down in Miami, you want to get you an Uber account because it's a good place to drive. Also, Phoenix, Arizona is a good place to drive. It's number 6 on the list. Phoenix, Arizona. Number 7 on the list is Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. If you live in Pittsburgh, guess what? It's a good place to drive. They're also doing a lot of new testing that they do for Uber as well, and Lyft and rideshare programs in Pittsburgh. So you want to check that out. Salt Lake City, Utah. It's a good destination for driving. It's number 8 on the list for driving for Uber or Lyft or rideshare. So if you're living in the Salt Lake City area, come on, get out there and drive. Chicago, Illinois. Now, Chicago is also one of the worst cities to drive, but it's also number 9 on the list for driving rideshare platforms for Uber or Lyft. So you want to check out Chicago if you're living in the Chi-Town area. Also, Seattle, Washington is a good place to drive. Number 11 is Washington, D.C. If you're in the D.C. area, a lot of good pickups in D.C., a lot of politicians, a lot of people working Washington. Other than politicians, you want to make sure you got your Uber account ready. ATL, where you at? We're number 12 on the list. If you live in the Atlanta area, it is a growing population here. You want to make sure you hook up your Uber account and get out here and hit these roads. Number 13 is Boston, Massachusetts. If you live in Boston, good place to drive for Uber. Number 14 is Baltimore, Maryland. Now, here's the deal with Baltimore, Maryland. They say it has some of the highest surging in Baltimore, Maryland. So if you live in Baltimore, you want to start driving for Uber or Lyft because they have a high surge area. Number 15 is Denver, Colorado. Denver, Colorado. You want to drive in Denver, Colorado. Good airport runs, they say, in Denver. Number 16 is Austin, Texas. They passed a law in Austin to keep Uber there. And I don't know about Lyft, but I know they passed a law to keep it there. So guess what? If you're in the Austin area, in that new Silicon Valley area, that whole tech area that they're building up there in Austin, you want to get you an Uber account and get some pickups. Minneapolis, Minnesota. If you live in Minneapolis, you want to drive for Uber. It's a good city to drive in. Birmingham, Alabama. Excellent city. Let me give you a secret about Birmingham. You're going to do some pickups in Birmingham that's going to go to Hartsfield International Airport here in Atlanta. So it's going to be some good long runs, and then you'll get some runs here in the Atlanta area. So Birmingham, Alabama. Little Rock, Arkansas. You want to drive in Little Rock. Hartford, Connecticut. Already have a good high per capita of people with income in Connecticut. Hartford, Connecticut is number 20 on the list for driving. Number 21 is Knoxville, Tennessee. If you live in the Tennessee area, in Knoxville, around University of Tennessee, excellent place to drive at. A lot of college kids are looking for rides. You want to drive in Knoxville. Number 22, Las Cruces, New Mexico. Good place to drive in there. Also, number 23 is Atlantic City, New Jersey. Atlantic City, New Jersey. We already know about the casinos there. You want to drive there. Number 24 is New Orleans, Louisiana. Guess what? If you're living in New Orleans, you want to get out there and drive. You know all about the areas, and there are a lot of the parishes that are good for picking up as well. Number 25 is Chesapeake, Virginia. You want to hit up Chesapeake. I was up there visiting a friend, surging going on in that area. A lot of Navy, a lot of military people need rides. You want to make sure you're hooking it up. And then the last place is Greenville, South Carolina. Also, Greenville is close to Atlanta. When people need rides, guess what? You'll be picking up people in Greensville, taking them to Hartsfield International Airport. So these are some areas that if you live in any one of those cities, I'll try to maybe list them in my info down at the bottom. But listen to this video, check it out, man. If I didn't name your city, then check it out and see if it's an up-and-coming Uber zone. But if you live in any of these cities, you want to make sure you hit it up. This will be a place that you're surely going to make some good money driving for Uber and Lyft and rideshare. So, guys, I'm sorry that this video is long, but I wanted to get out all the information. I hope you, you heard your city. I hope you get signed up. If you want to get signed up for Uber or Lyft, always use my link down at the bottom. We can get you some referral bonuses as well. And also subscribe to the page and like the page and share it out if it was a blessing to you. Until then, stay safe. Be blessed out here, guys, and let's all make this money together. There's plenty out here to get. We can all do it together. Rideshare is here. Let's maximize it while it's here. All right, guys, I'll hit you again with another video. Stay blessed. Peace.